Hi. I just got out of work. I'm tired. My kids are at my in-laws, and so I quickly wanted to film this video because I know that I get a lot of search results for people who are looking at how others study for a TEAS test, and I thought it would be helpful from a perspective of a busy mom. Okay, I work as a hospice aide. I just saw 6 patients today, so I've been working from 8 to 4:30, and it's a very physically demanding job, and I'm tired from the night before because I was up doing the elf on shelf, wrapping presents, making it seem like they did all the work, and I'm planning out my TEAS schedule because I have 1 month until I am taking the TEAS test. January 31st is the deadline for my nursing school to submit everything. I have taken the TEAS test before, and so this situation, what I'm about to explain to you, is very tailored to how I'm doing it for what I need. I took the TEAS test before without even studying. The reason I did that is because when I applied for the LVN program, I didn't know that they needed a TEAS test. They did. I literally had 1 day to go take it, and I went ahead, I did it, and I passed, but it was a 60%. My lowest grade was the science portion, and so that is what I'm focusing on, is bringing up that science score, because it was a 40%. My reading was a 70%. Like, I was proficient. The rest of them were 60s, but it's my science where I was a 40%. So this is the only resource I'm using as far as a study guide, which is the ATI official TEAS test study manual. I mean, why not get the actual study guide from the company that makes the tests? I think that's pretty much common sense. So anyways, that is the only study guide I am using, and this is how I'm using it. So I went and I counted how many pages there are in the science section. There are 26 lessons, and so that's perfect. That gives me enough time to be able to dedicate 1 whole day to studying it. Okay, this is how I learn, okay? This is just me, which is why I need a whole which is why I am dedicating 1 lesson to a day, because I write it all out. I write everything out. If I come across a part of the paragraph that I think is very important information, I will stop where I'm at and I'll get a colored pen or a marker and I'll rewrite it in my own words, and that helps me retain the information. So for instance, I will write out this whole lesson in this notebook. Okay, I write it all out, and if you can see, the different colors just means that I'm rewriting it, what I think is important information, in my own words. And then after that, I will take the test, and typically what's been happening is I will just miss 1. And what you see written here is number 5. It asks 3 to 5 sentences to describe it, and it asks you a question to write it in your own words. This is the answer that it gives, and so I will write the answer, and I actually have that answer on a note card. Carry those note cards with me, and say I arrive at a patient's home, I'll just quickly look over it. And so it's kind of like, that's a looping studying. What are you looking for? Food?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's plenty of food.
Who are you talking to?
I'm vlogging. Not vlogging, I'm recording. He just went and returned a bunch of Amazon boxes.
All the crap she ordered.
2 of them were your
And I didn't want them in
tennis shoes. I ordered him the wrong size. It's been forever since I've ordered you shoes. I forgot what size he was. Okay, anyways, so the rest of the sections, all I do is I just read. I will read whatever I can. I am not really worried or focused on those sections because I did better than the science. I am working on the section where I miserably failed and where I actually need to improve going into nursing school. I took the TEAS and I hadn't taken A&P, I hadn't taken any kind of sciences in so long, and so I failed miserably. Math, I actually did pretty good because I had just taught 5th grade math and 6th grade math. I was also teaching English, and so those are fine. those I'm not worried about. And if I don't have time to read, I'm on the road a lot as a hospice aide. I'm traveling to patients' homes, so I'll look for a YouTube video, TEAS test reading section, and I'll just listen to the first one that pops up. Like I said, this studying is tailored to what I need. It's not for everybody. Not everybody learns the same way as I do. I have exactly 1 month, and as a busy mom, I need to keep it simple, and I need to just really focus on where I struggled and focus on the area that they told me to improve on. I've already spoken to the director of nursing, and she just asked me, just bring up that score. And so that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm focusing on. And just sprinkle in here and there the reading portion, math portion, and not stress too much about it, because I'm busy. I'm very busy. I only have time to focus on the science. And I'm just praying to God that whenever I do study parts of the other tests, that I'm studying the right material. So a lot of prayer, but a lot of work. I hope this semi helped you. I'm just giving you my perspective as somebody who is very busy, mom of 4, works, and is trying to get into nursing school. If that is something that you are interested in, I am vlogging my journey. So if you'd like to stick around, just hit the subscribe button. I am very excited to share my journey, because I don't think there's enough moms on here who share their experience and who share how they're dealing with it and what they're doing and what their schedules are like. Oh, that's one thing I wanted to include in this video is, how do I find time to study? So part of me staying up really late last night is I really had, I wanted to start off this week, today is a Monday, making sure I had a solid routine down. Now, it's more of a guide. It's not a strict schedule. I can't do strict schedule because I have kids and I have a job that I don't know when something is going to happen. So it's more like a guide. So my suggestion is to write down everything that you need to do in that day, and especially the things that are very important for you to get done. For instance, what I wrote down was working out, my workout time, and my time with the kids, and study time. Okay, though everything else I weaved in wherever I could, but those 4 main things I really needed to make sure I had time for. Oh, and my classes. I will be taking classes this upcoming semester. So I went through, if you've seen my other videos, you know I have a ton of journals. So I was going through like 3 different journals before I submitted it to my actual calendar. And in my calendar, I wrote down, we're going to say a guide of what I want to follow in order for me to be able to fit in time with the kids, when I work, when I go to work out, class time, and study. And time with the kids also includes the time that I make dinner. It's our after school routine, making dinner, doing homework with them, or just relaxing or playing a board game, whatever I have time for. To be honest, I don't have a lot of time for board games, but it is something that I want to be more intentional with. It's mainly making sure that they're fed and that they have their homework done. I went through a process of elimination last night, and it did take me quite some time, but I don't feel so stressed and so overwhelmed now. I had so many questions. I was wondering, when am I going to be able to do this? When am I going to have time with the kids? Will I be missing out? I had just so many questions. I was very overwhelmed and I was very stressed. And so when everybody went to sleep, and after I wrapped the presents, I took my time and I laid out a schedule, and I feel so much more better. I had to make sure that I was making time to study for the TEAS, that I was being intentional with my kids and I had time with them, because it's very easy to say, not right now, I need to study. Because then what happens is, then I start to feel bad. Then I'll wonder, when did I have time with the kids? When did I just sit down and talk to them? I will start feeling really bad as a mother if I don't intentionally make that time for them. And at first, you know, I've heard other moms talk about that, and I'm like, why do you need to set a time for you to be with your kids? Like, you're with your kids all day. You don't need to make time for that. You're a mother. But now I completely understand where they're coming from, and it makes me feel good to know that, no, every single day at this time, I'm being intentional with them. So that is my little tidbit of advice as a busy working mom, to help you not feel so overwhelmed. And just go through. I will say though, I am very blessed to have a lot of support system. I would not be doing nursing if I didn't have the husband that I have, and if I didn't have his parents in my life. Right now, I got out of work at 4:30, and my kids, I came home and my kids are at my in-laws, and my in-laws, they feed them and they bathe them and they do homework with them. I mean, I'm very, very blessed beyond measure. And so I would not be doing this if I didn't have a village around me who I felt supported by, and where I knew that my kids were safe. So I am privileged in that area, and I really pray and hope that if you're a mother, I hope that you have that support system, because it is so necessary going into such a hard and intensive but very rewarding program. So yeah. Oh, and sorry about the Vlogmas. Yeah, it did a number to my head. To my mental health. I really love vlogging, y'all. I absolutely love it. But I was staying up way too late, and I was not making time for me to study, and that comes first. So I was able to make this video in about 17 minutes. Hopefully I can crunch it down, and while it's uploading, I'm going to study. So I hope that this video helped. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope that you stick around, and I'm excited to keep vlogging and to keep bringing you videos that I hope that you find inspiring and motivational, and that help you along the way. That's the reason for me filming this, but also this is my way of keeping myself accountable. I need these videos for myself, because I find myself actually doing the things that I said I was going to do. So it helps me out way more than you think. I hope it's not look at me, but more of, if I can do it, you can do it. Let me show you how I'm doing it, and hopefully you'll learn something along the way. So anyways, thanks for being here. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.